What's up? Welcome to Kalipso's Deep Dive with Chloe. Today's guest is Sandesh, a software engineer at Google Ads. Have you ever encountered something like that or no?
Yeah, and surprisingly, it's not that I can solve every problem. One very fundamental assumption is to do anything big, you almost never can do it alone. It's not that the lead is a superhuman who knows every single part about the robot. Their job is to make sure that the team can function, people individually can thrive, and can work together as a single unit.
With the advancement of AI, how is it affecting you or your area of the job?
We are moving a little bit from deterministic answers to probabilistic answers.
So first, can you tell us a little bit about your journey to be a software engineer at Google and what led you to your current role?
Yeah, Google is my first job, so I don't know if it is really a journey at all. The first offer I got was at Yahoo, another small software company, and so on. But few months down the line, while I was still in college, I got an offer from Google.
Nice.
I started in Google Bangalore, and at one point, along with project, I moved over to US as well. That has been my career. I was an IC at Google. I tried management for a bit. I'm back to being an individual contributor IC.
So you said you did a managing job before. How was that for you? Did you enjoy it, and what made you want to move out of it?
The earlier definition of scope of manager at Google was slightly different, and industry in general, not just Google. Managers were a lot more technical as well. They were technical leads and managers. It's good to see from the other side that often you, as an individual contributor, you see things from one end, but not necessarily from the other end. And being a manager, I got to enjoy that part. Being a TLM, I got to have that unique everyday balance of should I focus on technical aspects or more on management aspects. But over time, especially around COVID, as there were a lot more people and industry began to evolve across industry, and at Google the role became specialized. Either you are an IC or you are manager, but not both at the same time. So I tried being just a manager for a while, but some of the projects I was doing, they required a lot more technical problem solving than just people problem solving. So I felt that given my new org and given the current problems I was working on, I could better contribute as an individual contributor. So I changed that.
I see. So for now, as to what you do right now, can you tell us a little bit about what you kind of do on a daily basis, or a description of what you do?
I try to balance, at the end I think my responsibility is to make sure the architectural choices we are making in our team are sound one. I need to make sure that we are collaborating effectively with other teams. We are reusing and not reinventing unnecessarily. And at the same time, our unique needs are being solved. So at the high level, that's my role. But in practice, often it's a combination of balancing breadth, that you overlook multiple projects, but occasionally you have to go, and for a few handful of projects you have to go very deep and come up with answers.
So how do you overcome both technical and non-technical challenges? So whether that's a team-based thing, because that can be complicated, especially when you're working in a team. So how do you overcome challenges when you face them?
Google is unique in the sense that everybody here is so nice. So at the end, I think it boils down to really understanding other person's perspective in technical details, that what exactly are they worried about? Are those worries addressable while I accomplish my own goal? So that's the essence of it. Of course, what this means is often, several meetings, reading through designs, sometimes minor modifications or maybe sometimes major modifications to your designs to make sure that you can make progress. But one very fundamental assumption is to do anything big, you almost never can do it alone. It's a group that does it. It's a team that does it.
Robotics teams are very similar to real world job teams. And one example being that we have separate sub-teams and leads of those sub-teams. So how do you ensure that the team is able to move on when people leads leave? Or how would those in leadership positions manage their team efficiently and effectively?
So most important thing is trust. Then there are a lot of means as well. So you need to have very good trust, very good rapport with people. You need to have, at least for several key people or people you directly work with, you need to have a good idea of, what problems can they solve, how exactly what are their strengths and such. Things can sometimes be unique to different companies and different situations, but in case of Google, for example, documenting things, leaving a paper trail of everything that, okay, look, we may had some meeting, what are the meeting notes, what were the conclusions, what are the next steps. And some of this helps us work across time zone, and that's also the answer to how do you make sure we have continuity when somebody leaves, comes back, how do you manage that? Often the person is responsible for the project,
Right.
and then they plan everything. They plan their vacations, they plan everything around it, ensuring that there are proper handoff points. So they make sure that there is a transition before they leave. But of course, sometimes there is an unexpected break someone has to take. Generally, I think the team culture is set up such that such emergencies can be easily absorbed.
Okay. So, because I think most of the time what happens is that the leads have so much experience and they have, well, that's the reason they're leads, that like when they leave, for example, like it's hard for other people to step into that position. Like, have you ever encountered something like that?
Yeah, and surprisingly, it's not that I can solve every problem.
Right.
But if generally people are working in groups rather than all alone in tasks, what that means is that if they are doing something, maybe they wrote a piece of code, but somebody reviewed it and reviewed their code, and somebody else reviewed their design. I think then what happens is often there are more than one people who know about that. So if one person is gone, the other can substitute.
Right. So like
Leads-
working in teams and groups.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leads often go down as well, but many times leads' job is not to try and be expert at everything, but try to just connect the dots that
Okay.
who can take on next if. And I think even in robotics it is true to some extent. I'm hoping that it's not that the lead is a superhuman who knows every single part about the robot, the code, or every engineering aspect of it, but their job is to make sure that the team can function, people individually can thrive and can work together as a single unit.
So
Which
not
is-
like that doing like all the work themselves, but rather like trying to build a team.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is some career advice that you give for someone specifically wanting to get into your area of the job market? Like what kind of path would they take based on your experience?
Things are changing quite a bit with AI,
Right.
and the answer might evolve now, but I think the fundamentals will still probably remain the same, that you follow your interests. If you like computer science, often people with computer science, math, mechanical, physics background, they end up converging to computer science. It happens other way around too. But I've often seen that these people, as they are solving problems, let's say a mechanical engineer solving some problems, and maybe they write a piece of code just to get their robot or their assembly working, and then one thing leads to another, and they do more and more of code, and that is a segue for them to software world, which is a lot more than coding. I think fundamentally what this role is becoming is problem solving rather than coding alone. Coding is one thing we do, but what we really try to do is to solve real world problems with code.
Right.
And what is also true is that I think beyond a certain point, when you understand enough of computer science becomes a means, not an end. It becomes a means to solving problem. I would certainly say that try and understand what kind of problems do you like to solve. Assuming you're in engineering field, what kind of problems attract you, and then what engineering skills do you need to be able to solve those kind of problems. One thing that definitely helped me at college was that besides the courses, especially in computer science, I was also learning that what did it mean by trying them out on some projects. So as an example, they taught me networking, but without really doing it in practice, you have no idea, and I got a chance to do it, and that taught me a whole lot more. So luckily there are a lot of coding competitions, or there are a lot of intern opportunities. Definitely pursue them and persevere. Just try it out. like make the project, make that course, get to the depth of it, not just learning the theory, but actually getting to try it out.
Right, that's cool. That's cool.
To try it out.
Right, that's cool. That's cool. With the advancement of AI, like how is it affecting you or like your area of the job, especially like software?
Yeah, problem solving has become a whole lot faster. Research has become a whole lot faster. So what would normally take several days, several iterations has become so much more easier. But at the same time, I do feel that we are moving a little bit from deterministic answers to probabilistic answers. When earlier you could research, you may take 10 days, but you deterministically knew that this is what this meant. And now you have more of a, most likely, yeah, LLM is right, and this is the essence of it, and most likely it is right, but you got to check the work.
Right.
So using such a probabilistic unit as a fundamental unit, how do you now rethink software design, software engineering?
Well, thank you so much for coming to our podcast, Sandesh. You can follow his work at LinkedIn.
All the best.
Yes, thank you.